We're continuing our exploration of talking about knees coming in when you're trying to be dynamic. Now, we know that we're always working our athletes on what Louis Simmons would call concentric overcoming eccentric. That I don't want to get to the bottom of absorbing force and then have to squirt somewhere else to create a bounce. Because it unloads the joint, suddenly I'm gimbling, I'm losing force, I'm not able to add as much force to the bar in that position or the jump, and it potentially puts me into positions that get away from me. So one of the easiest ways we train this with young people is to throw them in a wall ball. And don't worry, it's equal opportunity. You can be an old person and do this too. But if Diane is doing a wall ball, especially since it's light load, what we're challenging here is speed. And what we're looking for as a coach is, of course, can I maintain a good ankle balance support? So she should be balanced between the ball of her foot and her heel. And that we should be struggling with to maintain. Now the ball is going to land here sometimes, catch it, and she's going to come forward, and then she's going to catch it behind her sometimes, and it's going to be the heels. But her job is to get back to that foot position as fast as she can. One of the things about catching an object is I have to reintegrate that object into my movement so that I can generate force again, right? But if Diane is squatting up and down doing a wall ball, this movement should be boring. If you rewound this, you can't tell which rep it is. Don't fatigue yourself, dear. Diane could do this all day. But what you saw was that she was tracking. There's just the same movement down, same movement up. If we put a dot on her knee, there's a track, and that movement happens, and it's relatively the same. There's going to be plenty of deviation inside the systems. We're not going to see her wear out her knee because she does one pattern so much. She's catching the ball in different positions. She's fatiguing. But we're trying to get her back to balanced between the front and the back as fast as we can. Now, when we see that knee come in, on a relatively light load, this 6 pounds, 20 pounds, 14 pounds. Remember, we're challenging position here with a little cardiorespiratory demand. You're going to be breathing hard. A little metabolic demand. You're going to be doing it more than one time, and a little speed. That's what's so great about this movement, is that it's an easy way for us to get our athletes to say, hey, I want you to try to get hip crease below the knee or to a depth where you have control and reverse as fast as you can, which doesn't mean get the ball as high as you can, but see if you can reverse as fast as you can. So let's see that again. How fast can you get out of that bottom position? Whoop. This time faster out of the bottom. So you can see it's not heavy enough. Diane is able to rebound very quickly. Perfect. Pause. But if I suddenly start to see Diane's knees come in, and she's doing that as part of her strategy to get the ball up, there is no reason at this load, this speed, this task demand, this complexity of movement, which is really just an upright squat, right? Because she's got to keep the torso upright to throw that thing. Her knee shouldn't be wobbling around. So when we are having a conversation about athletes with a knee coming in, we may see it in our elite athletes as a strategy because they've run out of they can't bounce from this bottom position. So they are bringing the knee in to create a counter movement. So in this situation, remember, we're trying to have her be able to absorb force and return that so that she can be athletic. And the way we do that is say, hey, go ahead and do a wall ball, but pause in that bottom position for me. Oh, there's that isometric. So now I'm looking at, hey, does she have bottom control? Did she arrive in a good position? Can she reorganize and then slow out of that? Go ahead and slow, and then fast when you want to go. And all of a sudden, we've integrated a definitive isometric position where she now knows and can feel what the bottom position feels like, and we slowed it down using tempo. So we could even have her catch the ball, right? At the top, throw the ball, and then catch it, and then slow on the way down. So we can take this movement out. Now, when you feel good, step on the gas and go, right? And as a coach, I'm just going to have her adjust her speed, adjust her timing so that we limit that. And we start to see this as a movement control issue. This is probably not weakness because she's really strong. It's probably a learned strategy, and it's a learned strategy that, more importantly, does not translate. So if you're letting your athletes come in, understand that heavy knee coming in, do not just take our world's strongest men and women and say that works, it's totally valid, and then do it when you're throwing a ball at a wall. That is laziness. Instead, let's understand it for what it is. Hey, maybe this athlete is in a position with the feet turned out where they can't create stability through the hip and they're fatiguing, or they physically do not have the control. So your strategies as a coach, stop or slow down, and then use speed to create the sort of sport of position. How do you like that?